Hey guys, I'm Gentle Occasion, and today we have made it to our first alien abduction mission, which is very fun. It's XENONAUTS 2, yay! Not XCOM Classic, though I will keep talking about that, because it's a great game and I really love it. I love the homage too. Reports suggest alien forces are attempting to abduct local civilians. We must eliminate them while freeing as many civilians as possible. Each rescued civilian will reduce doomsday, whereas each abducted civilian will increase doomsday. So, very important. One thing I didn't do, which I should have done, is I should have rearranged my ship, which I forgot to do. Commander, I'm picking up extraterrestrial activity in the area. The signals match those detected during other suspected abduction events. Scout the area. If there's any extraterrestrials present, eliminate them. The energy readings are rising fast. We may not have much time until the aliens depart. Best free any captured locals as quickly as possible then. God knows what the aliens will do to them otherwise. So we have 10 turns. 6 turns to grab 10 civilians. There are 10 little pods on the map. And also, what's quite bleak is you can let them out of their tube, they try and run away, and then aliens gun them down. Which is pretty bad. I don't think it affects the doomsday thing, but I think you do. Like, I don't know, I think it does something else. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's bad, though. I think people don't like it. It might affect funding. Who knows? But yeah, so you can rearrange the ship. So we could actually move people around, Sean, before deployment. So they start, like, by these extra doors, which is really useful. Because then you can get line of sight here and here. And I totally forgot to do that, which is really dumb of me. So we're going to have to lead with the shield. Which, you know, we could sort of do anyway, but... Okay, this is a bit of a pain. Oh, we can climb up there, though, to get to that one. Okay. Ugh. This is a scary map. In fact, we haven't seen anyone yet. Is a bother. We can face that way from here. I'm worried about someone coming out this side and shooting us, though. So I don't really want to leave... Comrade Sanders. Corporal Comrade Sanders exposed. Second bound of insanity. Let's... Ooh. I could run up straight away. We've got to be quick, is the thing. Having a sniper, like, up here might be great, but it might be terrible, because this just might block too much line of sight. Oh, we can run through there, too. Wait, what? Okay, I think that something might be wrong. Wait, hang on, actually. Oh, it's because it thinks I'm trying to move underneath this area, and it seems like there is actually a hole down here to run into. There's not a cave, is there? No, I think that might just be a bug. You need to, like, scroll up to deploy higher, you see. Weird. Okay, very strange. Let's try and get you over here, Darth King Bobo. And then... yeah, Wolf, we're going to send over here. Oh! Oh! We found one. We found one. Let's just turn a bit. It's an alien. We have an alien, guys. We have an alien. How are we going to deal with this alien? Because that's in a bit of an annoying spot. We only need 21 points to throw a smoke grenade because he has so few. So the way this game works with like attacks and things, it's always a percentage of your full time units, which might make time units feel a bit pointless. But the amount of time units spent on like moving and turning and stuff, that stays the same. So the more time units you have, it doesn't mean you can attack more times in a round, but it means you can do a lot more stuff in between attacking. You know, you can get closer to your enemy, you can, you know, get to cover and then crouch and then fire. Like, there's stuff you can do. Because crouching does make you more accurate and harder to hit. So, like, being able to have extra points to do stuff like that with, you know, it's useful. So you can see here, aim, shot, and short burst both take 50% of your time units. So, you can only shoot a maximum of twice. So, am I going to give this guy smoke cover? Or am I going to start, like, choking him out? I think... I mean, it's pretty bad odds to hit, but we might just land nearby, which isn't too bad. So if I go here, he should be in that smoke for a while. Because I want to try and knock him out since he's on his own. Alright, he might be able to run to the side and then shoot Wolf with, like, very little, you know, very little problems. So I could just move into cover and then approach him properly in a minute. I can kind of reach cover, but not really. Let's do that. Alright, second bout of insanity. You'd have to run up this way, which isn't great. But I think it's all we've got. Because, yeah, if he runs down here, I can probably suppress him and then, you know, just have Wolf beat him if he doesn't get shot in the back by something over here, that is. But yeah, we need to take one of these alive, is the thing. We need to take one of these alive as well. Now... I feel like getting a shot into him as well would have been handy. Or suppressing him, of course. So suppression's good, right? It clears all their time units, and then it clears half of their time units for the next turn. So it really does slow them down quite considerably. It'd be quite hard to hit them though. Can I go forward anymore? No, I can't. Yeah, it takes 3 points just to move forward in a straight line. Well, I'm going to try. It didn't say that it flashed him, but it did look like it landed near him, so that's a bit weird. Unless the smoke covers him from the flash grenades. Oh, that's not something I'd considered before, but it's entirely possible. That's scary. I'm scared now. But yeah, we need to focus on grabbing civilians. Okay, we saved one. They are behind us. We just don't have line of sight on them, so we can't see them. But, yes, someone did run out of that. Alright, we're going to wait where you are. Okay, I'll have a sniper up here eventually. Or maybe they'll just be running down and dealing with these guys. They've got a pistol. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. There's another one over there. Another one over here. Alright, good. Taking it on the shield. Could have shot Wolf, but they didn't. That's good news. I mean, hopefully the shield won't get broken too quickly. Oh, this is good. Bad? Bad. Ooh, 50 damage. Oh boy. X-Bolt 2. You poor sod. And he's gone berserk. Oh. He's just throwing all his grenades. Alright, sure. Okay, he's kind of hurt. Let's maybe help him. First, though, let's club this guy. I hope this works. Otherwise, it's kind of insane. There we go, we got one alive. Okay, now we can just focus on killing stuff, which should hopefully be a little bit safer. Sorry, X-Bolt 2, you're going to be in the med bay, basically, until the end of time. Oh. Sad news. Alright, we're going to go grab them in a minute. Hopefully that smoke will keep us covered for a while. There's 2 aliens here, but they're also next to a pod. And I don't really want to mess with that too much. If I shoot at them, if I shoot at this guy, I'm very worried that Wolf is going to get suppressed. But okay, I'll probably shoot that one. I can probably get into a position where I can shoot them. Maybe. Oh, wouldn't be bad odds. We would be kind of out in the open, though, with other aliens back here. Another pod there. I'm also really worried about them getting suppressed. I know it seems like they're quite, you know, far off to one side, but, well, you would be surprised. Alright, let's start shooting. Didn't quite kill them, but we did suppress them. So that's something. That is something. It's suppression, is what it is. Alright, if we go there, we can shoot twice aimed. I mean, not a total loss, I guess. Oh, good job, buddy. Good job. God, what do we do now? We need to get you up somewhere, right? Actually, can you reach them? Oh, I think that tree is blocking line of sight completely. Okay, we've got to scroll up for that. Ooh, do I want to run all that distance right away? I think I do. There are probably enemies here and they will try and shoot us through this, what I assume is the radar generator from a Star Destroyer. It's the only thing it can be. Okay, so that's a bit of a bummer. They're not in a position to shoot. That one's suppressed, and this one did get quite injured, so I might be able to just bonk him on the head. But I think that would take all of our points to do that. So I think shotgun's probably smarter. God, there's no cover I can reach, really. And shoot. I don't want to put Wolf in danger. He does have a lot of health. Oh, there's another one over there. We're fine. We're fine. Alright, you're sort of stuck there, but we can release them. Which might be a terrible idea, because they might just get shot, but also, if they get shot, we won't get shot. Oh, 0% chance? If you were a little closer, we could have finished them off with a pistol. That would have been so cool. You spent all your points on healing Expol 2, who does still have 30 health left. It's not too bad. You might be able to get in a spot where you could try and shoot them, but you're probably going to be shooting through Comrade Sanders if you try. If you right-click, it scrolls through the different attacks, by the way. Alright, 30% chance. I mean, he is suppressed, so he is, you know, he can have limited time units next turn, but it doesn't mean he's going to have none, you know? He's still going to be able to shoot someone. I'm a bit worried about him being left alive. Wow, he survived? Holy cow. Wow, he was real lucky. Oh dear. Oh dear. We got really lucky to hit him. Alright, end the turn, hope he survive. I don't know. Ugh. Don't kill anyone, please. I don't want anyone to be dead. Oh, good, he missed. Okay, he's gonna shoot the... Shield's gone. Shield's gone. And then bleed killed him. I thought it would. I thought there's no way he's got any health left. What the hell? But, yeah, apparently he had a smidge left. So, nope. No, we're gonna grab them, thank you. Good. So you can open these pods from behind, which is great. It doesn't have to turn you to them, you just right-click at it. It deals with them, which is pretty great. Yeah, we're going to rush to try and pick up more of these. And we've currently got 3, which isn't the best. Can you reach? Nope, you can't. You can't. Apparently that's in the way. Yeah, I don't think that little extra bit of height is ever going to really help us much. Oh, for God's sake. I always have to scroll up to move, and I find that really quite annoying. I don't know why it feels the need to do that. Yeah, it's just, there's nowhere I can shoot. I didn't see that guy. Or did I? Well, I forgot that guy. Very quickly, apparently. Sure. Let's start moving. I'll try and grab that next. One over there, of course. So, Comrade Sanders doesn't have a shield anymore, which makes him a lot less useful, but we can try and blow up this box and these trees so we can shoot at him or, you know, get a clearer shot at him. That guy we can probably just run up to and shotgun. And just killing him first so that running over here isn't scary anymore is what we need. And yeah, he can probably get the finisher there. We still got these guys that can move up. You see all the civilians are starting to loiter in one spot, which is interesting. What's quite funny, a lot of the time these civilians will have guns and they'll help. And by help, I mean they'll run towards the aliens, get reaction fire, die, and then we'll get punished for it. But, you know, they'll help. They'll help. Whoop, that was weird. The game decided it was going to take my input to move the camera as something I wanted permanently. Unusual when games do that. Okay, no reaction fire. I hope this clears out the trees. It might not, though. No, it didn't. Ooh! Comrade Sanders! This is why you need your shield, mate. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, well, he's real hurt. So, actually... and he's going to start his turn in a fire. So I think that's quite useful. You know what, I shouldn't have done that. He might have actually had the time units to reaction fire. He might have just shot us in the back. I should have dealt with him first. Oh, I won't have the time units to turn around if I do that. I go like here, but I'll still be in range. Do I try it? Do I try it? Because yeah, I won't be able to turn. I mean, I can try and do an aimed shot from here, and I could crouch, but it's still pretty crappy odds. And yet you've moved. I mean, Eric here. Not bad odds, actually. You know, considering where we're shooting from. And he will be able to duck as well. For extra accuracy. 41% chance. Just one shot, but... Oh. That would have been nice. I would have enjoyed that. Yeah, I think he's probably done. It's just, can we hit this guy? Can we kill him? 11 damage, that's it? Oh, Christ. Oh, that's bad news. Okay, how far can we get? We can run to here and then use a smoke grenade. We can't reach you with a smoke grenade. Oh, no. Crap. And he might not die. I'm very worried about Corporal Wolf. I am very worried about him. %18 chance to hit him. I mean, is it better than nothing? Better than nothing, but hardly. But sure. Well, we almost hit all of our guys. Cool. Let's just let's see how far we can throw this. Wherever it lands is going to be useful. Alright, cool. He'll cover us from him. I'm very scared for Wolf here. Very scared for him. That's the thing with the timer on the canisters, you really gotta push forward quickly, or else you just all of them end up getting beamed up, and it's really bad news. Oh, only 10 damage. Surprisingly little damage. We are getting so lucky on these rolls. 43, less good, but somehow still alive. And I just heard someone go blah, so I think the guy that was on fire died. Please panic closer to us. He's only got 10 health left, and he's taking 5 damage a turn. Oh boy, we can't reach him to heal him. We can't reach him to heal him. Oh boy, oh boy. Ooh. What is the plan? What is the plan? So one thing you can't do in this game, you can do in classic XCOM. I know, I'm going to keep talking about it. You can't like do like a baton race, you know? You can't do like a relay of grenades. So I can't like prime a grenade, throw it to someone who then throws it to the next person, throw it to the next person. Because like as soon as they land, they explode in this version. Which, you know, has its pros and cons. One, you can't like chain equipment, you know, down your line to get to where it's needed. You can't do that. Like I can't throw this. You know, I can't throw the med kit to Wolf so he can heal himself. I can't do that. Although he's panicked anyway, but fine. Say he hadn't. You know, I can't do things like that. But it also means that because grenades blow up immediately, you can destroy cover and then shoot them on that same turn, which is useful, obviously. But yeah, the fact that Comrade Sanders here doesn't have any equipment is a bummer. But what I can do is throw that on the ground. Pick it up. And then... Ooh. I guess throw it, but not with the best odds. Can't get close enough, really. I still think it's worth it. If we miss a little bit. I found him! Oh no, he's still got this table in the way. But the fact that we didn't have Lupo throw it, I was thinking it would mean he'd be able to shoot, but actually we threw a bunch of bloody smoke in the way, didn't we? So I don't know how useful that is either. But then I guess... Oh, there's also someone in that window. Christ. Can I shoot him from here? No. Can I shoot him from here? No, I can't. I just can't shoot him. It's the problem we're having here. Christ. So when I heard... apparently that was just them taking some... Like, one of these guys took some bleed damage, but... That was all it was, just some bleed damage. I shouldn't have thrown that smoke. I shouldn't have bothered. It was stupid of me. Now I think my answer is to, quite amusingly, just throw a bunch more smoke. So I can actually get up here. That'll be 31. Hopefully he won't be panicked next turn. And if that's the case... If he's not smoked next turn... Sorry, if he's not panicked next turn... He might be able to run closer to us so we can heal him, but then I just realised if we throw smoke... Alright, that's going to cost 46, which he should have, right? Like, his full-time unit is more than that. So actually he should be able to... Yeah, he should be able to reach him next turn. So even if he's unconscious, he won't die. And then we can heal him up. Hopefully. So I think I need to see who can take a shot, basically. Before then. Because if we get lucky, 2%. Okay, maybe not. That would be a little too lucky, I think. Also worried he's going to get shot from there too. Let's get you over here. Alright, we're just going to move everyone to shooting position. I didn't mean to click there again. Crap. Alright, he's in a bit of an iffy spot. We do still have you, but... I don't think you get a position to help, really. I mean, I could throw smoke with you, which would allow him to throw a flashbang instead, which might be smarter. We've still got 3 turns, so I will either be closer here to deal with them. Wolf can go grab that. Like, there's 2 things we can grab close by. But I am still worried we won't be able to reach that one. So do I want to save Wolf or save that civilian? Really, I should be trying to save the civilian, shouldn't I? Really? So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Sorry. Sorry, Wolf. I say I'm doing all I can. I still sort of am. But, yeah, he's probably going to be unconscious, and we have to worry about him bleeding out. Oh, no! He's got a breathing thing. He's fine. But that guy still might be able to run in right up next to him and attack him, which could be bad. Hopefully he'll pass out. He has taken damage, but not much. Is the problem I'm having here. God. Alright, then you need to move up somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, if I'm honest. Yeah, that's in the way. Right, if I move here... we can't even use the pistol. That was sort of a waste. But look, we're close enough to grab these 2, hopefully. Alright, our sniper, Darth King Bobo, being a bit of an infiltrator today. Alright, now we just have to hope to God he doesn't take 5 more damage. You get out of here. Alright, that worked. Alright, he's taking a bit of stun. Okay, okay. This is fine. We have a machine gunner nearby, who can hopefully just hose them. So, let's do... Alright, you'd have to spend so many points. What the hell? Come on. So we can't do full auto, because this is in the way. Yeah, we can't get 32 points. That's a bummer. We can shoot with just 3 shots, though. Even then, not the most accurate. Bloody hell. Alright, if I move there, then duck and turn, I think that would work. I think that would work. But also I might just shoot him instead. Alright, come on, X-Bolt 2. Revenge time. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, 66% chance to hit them, but I might hit the pod. Would that be bad? We've only got 2 turns left, so I do actually need to go here, because I need to reach that turn later. Which is a bummer. It looks like I'm going to get them all. It does look like I'm going to get them all. So, that's something. That is something. Alright, I guess you're going right onto there. Oh my god, there's one over there too. Wow, okay. I hadn't realised. You can be healed. Lupo can heal you. Comrade Sanders can run up with a gun and shoot that guy. Rex does have a couple shots. He can take a couple shots. Also, once he's healed, he could run up and blast him too. Yeah, there's no reason he can't. Give him 28 health too. Let's do that. Amazing. So let's shoot him. Excellent. Let's try and shoot him too. Oh, they're unconscious. That second shot was ridiculous. What the hell were you doing? Absurd. Okay. Okay. Duck. And do your triple shot. Excellent. Okay, good. You should be able to reach that with you, and then that with you. That's everybody. That'll be everybody saved. And it hasn't ended the mission yet, because the pods are still active, right? Maybe there are aliens still alive? We won't know that. We won't know that. We won't know that until the pods are empty. Alright, Lupo. Sure, you can head that way too. Get you into some cover, I suppose. Okay, good. Wait, no one's died, which I find insane. We've been so lucky this campaign. But because we still don't have our medical facility built, it's taking like literally a month for people with injuries to get back into service, so we're still going to need a lot of soldiers. We are still going to need a lot of soldiers, so if you want to be included, you know, don't take the lack of casualties as a sign that you're not going to be needed. Because, yeah. People being alive doesn't mean much. They've got to be alive and able to go out and fight. So we got a live alien, and we saved everybody. Perfect. Perfect. Some injuries, though. Definitely some injuries. Okay. Wow. 3 incredibly bad injuries. 38 days. Crazy. But they did great. They all did great. You know, these 3 actually did a fine job. I mean, Exapol did go crazy. But at least they're all getting medals. So, you know, they're on the bench, but they got their stats up. So that's nice. So we got 3 corpses, captured 2 of them alive. In a weird way, capturing them alive is sort of a problem in original XCOM. No, actually, it was in the remake that changed it. If you caught live ones and you didn't need to interrogate them anymore, it would just turn them into corpses. You would just kill them when they got brought home. You'd just kill them at the end of the mission, I guess. I don't know. And you'd bring them in, because the corpses would usually have some, like, they'd be a resource you could spend or sell or whatever. Same thing here. You can actually do a research project that takes corpses. That you can't use the live ones for. So the live ones end up being a hindrance to you being able to do that research, but you can sell them for more. So there is that. So it's interesting. It's bizarre. It's like it's a shame you don't get the choice, I guess. Right. So Doomsday basically averted. Sean on his way back to Scott the base. Alien magnetic weapons and Warden combat armor. Excellent. So the Warden combat armor, that's going to be making use of the new alien alloys in the most basic way possible. We're just going to flatten them out and bolt them to our boys. Perfect. But I think that's exactly what we want. The alien magnetic weapons, that's going to give us magnetic weapons, which are quite good. The game's quite interesting when it comes to upgrading your weapons, because, like, there's almost like a half tier step for like weaponry, and then you do the full tier, so we're going to get magnetic and then laser. But some enemies have big resistances to laser weapons, so the magnetic weapons are still worth using. So you don't just end up wasting all the resources building a bunch of mag weapons only to throw them in the bin afterwards. They're still useful depending on who your enemies are. So it's quite cool. Also, you know, there are scant resources to make all these weapons with, so any slight improvement is still going to be in your rotation for a while. Or just used to, you know, equip people in your base in the event of like a base defense mission. You just need everybody, you know, armed. That's kind of cool. I like it. Anyway, yeah, Warden combat armor. So that way... Oh, hang on, nope. We want to finish that first. Don't want to abandon it. But yeah, Warden combat armor. That will basically change from what is the normal thing that happens at this point in the game, which is if you get shot, you're dead. I don't know how we've survived. I think it's just we've been quite lucky with having a lot of soldiers that have like a kind of bizarre, like bizarrely high number of starting hit points. I think is where we've been lucky there. And the enemy have been rolling quite low on damage, so we've been lucky. But generally, you get shot, you die. I'm amazed that we have been as lucky as we have been. It could be because I named them after all you guys and the game knows and it doesn't want to like put you off. That's what I'm going to go with. This game is the most advanced game in the history of man, and it knows exactly what is happening. So, Warden combat armor we'll do next, because that will allow everyone to shrug off a shot, really. Normally will allow them to shrug off a shot. So, alien alloys. My preliminary analysis of the recovered alien equipment suggests widespread use of the previously unknown metallic substance. This super heavy element is clearly artificial in origin, being far too massive to occur naturally. It is fundamentally unstable in its natural form, and thus only ever encountered as an alloy. The properties of these alloys vary dramatically based upon the constituent metals, but appear to range from truly remarkable levels of strength to more exotic behavior such as superconductivity. This likely occurs because the nucleus of each atom is so large that the orbiting electrons are approaching light speed. Hence, the element is governed not by the established rules of classical physics, but by the bizarre possibilities of quantum mechanics. One suspects we will find many uses for these alien alloys as my research continues. However, given we lack the technology to synthesize them ourselves, you will need to scavenge whatever possible from our foes. Cool. Alright, well. Moving on. So we are getting a fair bit of money from our, you know, completely... this is sort of useless, you know, twiddling their fingers engineers at the moment, but that's fine. Our first UFO, guys! We've got our first UFO! We're going to send Von Raptor from Scott the base. Let's go. So, we would have seen this in the tutorial, how the sort of interception stuff works, but we didn't, so we're seeing it now instead. So, we can position anywhere in this little arc that's, you know, coloured differently. If they attack us, then we just have a little circle to deploy in. We don't get as much range. If we click on the enemy, we'll attack him. If we click sort of anywhere else, we'll move to that location. But what I like is you actually move to intercept, which is quite cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with our afterburners toggled. When the afterburners are on, you go much quicker, but you can't shoot. You can't shoot while that's happening. So we've got to bear that in mind. Also, I hate that it always goes to quite fast mode. Alright, afterburn's off, and then we're going to try and dodge. And there we go, we got it, just got it. Alright, good job Von Raptor, your first kill. Lost 9 hit points, not too bad, not too bad. One thing we do need to do actually, which I hadn't done, you do get a couple of empty slots that you can put things in. Which I don't have anything to put them in yet. Sorry, we do a bit of research first. Even though it's quite basic stuff. I just want to put missiles on. You do need to do a research before you unlock those, and I'd forgotten about that. So we need to do that. We'll also be able to upgrade the autocannon with better stuff later on. There's a bunch of stuff. Also, you can change the ablative plating for a fuel pod. So you can either have some armor, so you've got like, you know, a few extra hit points you can take basically at the start. I think armor works the same way as armor does for us, where certain enemies will be able to, like, certain attacks will shred the armor, but the armor is a reduction in the damage you take from each hit, I think. I think that's how that works, same as normal. But either way, it allows you to lose less health, which means you can get repaired quicker, which is really useful. Or the fuel pod means you have more fuel, you can get further away. So if we want to be really active with one of these guys, you know, if we build a new base further away, and we need these interceptors to be able to reach that one, because we still are only relying on the one stationed in the main base, then like maybe we'll want to do that. So probe wreckage, these probes, they always crash. You can never recover, you know, you can never do a mission to like take it. It always crashes and explodes, but you get alien alloys from the wreckage once it's been recovered by our teams. Mars combat platform. So we did combat vehicles. We've done that. So it's robotic. It has headlights, which is useful in you get night missions in this, which we'll try and avoid. And crushing weight. That's useful. There are certain enemies that basically you can just drive over, which is pretty cool. Pretty handy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how useful this guy is. And also, if we do get one, we'll name him after one of you guys too. So the Mars Mechanical Armed Reconnaissance System is a remote-controlled armoured vehicle small enough to be carried inside a dropship. Faster, tougher and better armed than any soldier, it would be a worthy addition to our tactical teams. This vehicle is designed primarily for scouting work. Compact and highly mobile, it can advance in front of your soldiers to sight enemies and draw out overwatch fire. Given its strong armour and relatively rugged construction, it is significantly more resilient to alien weapons than the average human. When it does encounter enemies, the Mars usually has two methods of dealing with them. The more mundane option is the auto rifle, little more than a standard infantry rifle with a high-capacity magazine and better recoil stabilization. The other option is the rocket pod mounted atop the vehicle. Although the Mars can carry 6 rockets into battle, each of these is tipped with a powerful incendiary warhead that will demolish almost all terrain within its sizable blast radius. Though it only deals mediocre damage against enemy units, it is very effective at breaking their armour. Additional weapon variants are also available should you wish to experiment further. Finally, note that the Mars is heavy enough to be able to smash through most walls and cover objects as if they were not there. This has obvious tactical utility, and a canny commander will also use this vehicle to create paths for nearby soldiers to use. So you can just drive through walls, which is really fun. You can just drive through a building and people can pour in behind him. He's great. He's very fun. Got some upkeep though. So strength is very high, which I don't think that matters. I don't think a lot of these things matter that much. I mean, I guess strength does matter. He still has carrying weight. You can still get him to carry stuff, I suppose. Anyway, whatever. Time unit's 80 means he's really, 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 really fast. You thought I was going to say Batman, didn't you? No, I was going to say fast. And then we have the sentry gun, which you can't take out on missions. This one, you can't take out on missions. He's for base defense, which I think is cool. I think it's really interesting they have that. Those two different types. Because base defense missions can be quite scary, and it's quite easy just to ship a bunch of sentry guns to a new base to, like, protect it while you're building up its infrastructure and building living quarters and all that stuff. So just having a bunch of sentry guns there ready is interesting. I think it's really cool. So although I shall refrain from commenting on the pathetic attempt to defend our previous facility from the cleaners, I nonetheless thought it prudent to bolster our defensive options. Perhaps these efforts will help avoid a repeat of such failure. Thus I present the sentry gun, an affordable and robust vehicle intended specifically for protecting our bases. Being a far simpler design than the Mars, it is significantly faster and cheaper to manufacture, while still retaining most of the combat performance. Much of the simplification arises from the use of wheels rather than tracks for propulsion. This reduces overall cost and complexity while also providing the weapon with an elevated firing position that improves accuracy. The downside of this design is that the sentry gun is prone to toppling over when traversing uneven terrain. It is therefore unsuitable for general combat use and should be deployed only on the flat concrete floors of our facilities. This makes sentry guns a specialized tool, though perhaps unnecessary in many situations. These inexpensive vehicles are nonetheless a highly effective way to bolster the defensive garrison of a base, particularly where living space is tight, which I think is really cool. I think it's a really unique approach. Right, Warden combat armor, please. And then we'll go to engineering. We can build some of these. I think we are going to build a Mars combat platform. Though bloody hell it's expensive. Oh, one thing we can do, by the way, sell junk. So this I absolutely adore. This is such a great system. Sell junk will just get rid of anything that isn't useful, basically, which is really, really cool. Hang on, Secton Corpse. Oh no, it didn't sell any. Sorry. No, it hasn't sold any. But it has sold the alien magnetic weapons because we can't equip them. The captured cleaner agents, we can't do anything with them, so we can just sell them. But look at that, almost 20k, whereas their corpses are only worth 8k. So you get a lot more if you capture them alive. You can then sell them, which I know seems a bit macabre. Who's buying them? Is it a ransom? That seems risky. So I don't know, but either way, you can make a lot of money capturing people alive and then selling them to probably really just find things. Maybe to like, maybe they get sent to the labs that do animal testing, and then they can just have shampoos tested on them instead. It serves them right, you know? And frankly, I'm morally okay with that. So, yeah, good. It'll sell everything of no use, and we get a lot of money for it. Yep, good. So that's all we actually need for, like, manufacturing stuff, research, whatever. So, very cool. Very cool indeed. A lot of money. Now, we still can't really afford the thing that I want to get, because I want to get the, training center built, because that's going to improve all of our troops. Now we're back down to 82k, but hopefully after one more mission, I'm thinking we'll be able to afford a Mars combat platform, because I do want one. They are interesting to send on missions. We won't send them all the time, because they don't level up or anything, but occasionally I think they can be really handy. Really good for just, you know, crashing through a building, taking enemy fire. They got those rockets that are nice. I don't like that they cost so much. I don't know what happens if they blow up. I think you get a project to repair them, I think. I don't think you need to spend that 250k each time they're blown up. I don't think so. But I'm not sure. I've not tested it. So yeah, I don't know. Another UFO detected. Let's launch Von Raptor. Still a bit of damage, but, you know, I'm confident. So you can actually tail until they're overland. If they go into the sea, you won't get the alloys from them. I do love that there's a tail until overland button, though. In Classic XCOM, I know I'm always talking about Classic XCOM, okay? Classic XCOM is like my ex that I don't want to be talking about all the time, but like, I have so much shared life experience with them that they just show up in every anecdote. I don't mean to be talking them about them all the time. I'm sorry. But, you know, my ex-com. See, it was actually a joke all along. I know, great. Classic XCOM. There was no way to, like, say, tail until overland. You just had to time it right, and it could get quite difficult, especially, like, over the Mediterranean and things. Like, are they on Italy, or are they next to Italy? Or are they on the other side of Italy? Are they on Italy? You know, you're not quite sure. It can be really tough. But, yeah, the fact you just get to tail them till overland, I think, is really good. It's only something that works if you are attacking them. If they're attacking you, then they're just going to attack you, right? So it's, you know, a little risky. Zoom in a bit. I do like this system. I think it's interesting. I think it's quite a cool one. I find auto-resolve tends to work out better, though. But, you know, whatever. Okay, usually... No, never mind. I say usually if you time it right, you can actually dodge 2 of these shots. Like with a single barrel roll. But I haven't been timing it right, so never mind. But we did alright. Took another, like, you know, 9 or 10 damage there. There's 2 probe wreckages. And yeah, you can see the little timer going down. Once that hits 0, then we will get the alloys and probably some information about the probes as well. A facility has been finished in Scott the Base. Excellent. The generator is done. Oh yeah, also this is another thing that is better than my ex. You can actually queue up buildings to be built. Well, it doesn't really queue them, it's just if you have a construction site somewhere, you can then build something beyond. In Classic XCOM, you had to have a finished building to be able to build something adjacent to it. So the fact that we can actually string these all together down here is really great. You can plan out your base a lot more easily if you know that you're going to have things like a distance away. You can set up that sort of combo of stuff a lot more easily, which I think is great. I think it's really great quality of life there. So the salvage team working on the probe wreckage have recovered the following items. 6 alien alloys, and that means we recovered the probe wreckage, so we can have a look at it now. Speed's quick, turn rate, rubbish, as you can see. And yeah, it has a probe beam. It can't crash, and it's evasive. We haven't seen it do that, and I find it doesn't do this until later in the game. But it will also barrel roll to avoid torpedoes. It could just be that I don't see it doing it earlier because we don't have torpedoes until later. I just realised that could be the that could be the thing. But they will try and evade torpedoes, which is quite funny to see them doing that all of a sudden. But anyway, Commander, this is quite the occasion. It is not every day that one is presented with the opportunity to study a captured extraterrestrial vessel. An intact version of this probe would no doubt be a veritable treasure trove of scientific discovery, but alas, we have only the mangled remains of one that has stuck. struck the ground at several hundred kilometers per hour. The wreckage is nonetheless fascinating. The vessel is primarily constructed from mundane titanium, but we have also extracted a small quantity of more exotic materials from within the hull, presumably representing the remnants of destroyed electronics. Intriguingly, the quantum signals given off by the probe are curiously small compared to those previously recorded, suggesting it is more compact, or at least lighter, than other UFOs. It may well be unmanned. No indication can be found within the wreckage of a crew, nor any life support systems. The primary armament seems to be a laser cannon. Damage patterns to our interceptors suggest the weapon is capable of blasting a hole right through an aircraft, yet the relatively rugged construction of an Angel can withstand numerous such hits. Indeed, one suspects this craft was simply not built for combat. Recordings suggest it is slow, poorly armoured, and lacks maneuverability. Now, although it is evasive, so it can do a barrel roll, but it's not very maneuverable, which is unusual. Now we possess a reliable method of detecting them. These alien probes should be an easy target for our interceptors. Good. And now we get aerial warfare, which is something I do want to get next, I think, before weapons. Although, 18 days we have left. We have 18 days until the next report. And it's going to cost 5 days. That's another 10. So yeah, we're going to need to do the waveform analysis before we do aerial warfare, if we want to try and get it in before the funding report. And I do. I want to make sure we can get paid as much as we can get paid, really. Also, what are we going to do for funding? That's 250. Oh, that's an extra 300k. It only costs 175. We'll see if we can't get Africa. We'll see if we can't get one of Africa's ports there. It's sort of, it's starred one. It's primary whatever. And then more alloys. Great. Those are going to be useful. Tactical mission. Soldier extraction. Oh, so this is a really interesting one. I like that these are a mission type. So I don't know if it just throws these in very set moments, or, it's just a fun extra thing to throw in early in the game or whatever. But we've regained contact with 3 of our experienced soldiers that were out on operation when we lost Atlas Base. A team of cleaners is already closing in on their location, giving us an opportunity to save our comrades and weaken our enemies. So we get 3 soldiers for winning, and Doomsday goes down, which is great. So it knows that we don't have many soldiers currently. Possibly? I think it does. I feel like this tends to show up when I have a lot of injuries. But also you tend to have a lot of injuries quite early in the game anyways. I don't know. I don't know how scripted this is, really. But I like the fact you can get some extra soldiers this way, rather than having to necessarily recruit some. Which is interesting, by the way. Recruit is an interesting mechanic. You can see there's a bunch of these little icons here. In fact, let's just close that for now. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. I was trying to pause it. So here, construct base. Right, so you spend operation points unless you construct a base, but the base will still cost you the millions that it costs to construct a base, like at the start of the game did, Identify recruits. This is what restocks the soldier recruitment. So if we go to recruit soldiers, this is our list initially, right? You can see some are going to be great, like this guy, Giuseppe, looks really good. There are really good stats there. So there's some good soldiers in here, for sure. But this isn't going to restock on its own. This will only restock when we identify recruits. So at some point, we're going to want to bring more in. It's 21 to do this, which seems odd, but that's because it gets cheaper over time. So if you're getting through troops really quickly and you constantly have to refresh the pool to get better soldiers, or if you're just fishing for really good soldiers, it's going to cost you more operational points. But if you just wait, it'll eventually become free. So you basically get to refresh the pool sort of once a month for free, which I think is, plenty, but kind of cool. I think it's a fun mechanic. None of this other stuff gets cheaper. You can reduce tension so the Doomsday clock goes down, or you can raise funds where you just get a bunch of money. But generally, I'm holding off on all of this stuff until we get most of these things filled up, because all of this stuff puts up our funding, it lowers the Doomsday clock, speed, it gives us bonuses to, research rate and engineering type, all sorts. It does a lot of stuff. So I want to fill up all these, try and get as many of these bonuses as possible. It's going to help us in the next phase, once the alien invasion kicks off properly. It's just a lot of reason to spend your operation points in these, boxes early, I think. But, maybe you could just spend it on this stuff. Maybe you could just buy the ones that give you, additional operation points per day and ignore the rest, and then just use these, these different buttons to control your Doomsday clock and stuff. I don't know. There may be other ways to play it, but generally I've been trying to fill up these boxes. early on in the game. That's been my technique. So, this is going to last for 2 days and 15 hours, so we've got quite a while to do it, so we can wait until daytime, basically. Though night missions in this game are really clever. I really rate them. I think they're really smart, because they give you flares. Everyone is equipped with an infinite number of flares, so it just costs time units to throw out flares so you can see better, which I think is a really nice way to do it. You don't need to stock up, you can't run out of them, you just have infinite flares, chuck them around when you want to see stuff. I think that's cool. It's a nice way to do it. It's clean, it's elegant, feels very, modern game design, and it doesn't get in the way of the very classic, game design that this game has. So I like it. So the living quarters and the medical center are both built. Now we're just waiting for the training center so we can start training up everybody. We are going to need another training center to train everybody, but for now, one will do. And this is really going to help our guys get back fighting fit again soon. So yeah, it's only been a couple of days, but we seem to have trimmed off a good few days to recovery time for all of these guys. So that's good news. In fact, who isn't injured? Okay, you know what? We do have a full squad. We do still have a full squad we can send, and we're about to get 3 more recruits as well. So that's not so bad. So I'm just waiting for daytime to catch up, so I can send out a squad. So, Sean, who are we going to fill you up with? Yeah, we got a... Oh! Also, I forgot about this. You don't even need to send a full squad, because the 3 that you're going to go recruit take up space aboard your ship. So, yeah, you actually need to take 3 fewer people with you. So, yeah. And now this is very useful. So let's arrange Sean. So these 3 spots, those are the, reinforcements, basically. They're the ones we're going to be saving. They're not going to be aboard our ship, which is why these are empty for now. But anyway, rifleman. And then we have an assault, a sniper, and a heavy. Is that good? I mean, there are going to be cleaners, and we do want to grab a cleaner soldier. So the ones that are like, oh no, you've not seen them yet. They're in the tutorial. So there are cleaners that are, like in hazmat suits. We do want to try and take one of those alive. Too. We also have a grenade launcher, which we're going to put on someone as well, at some point. So these guys, I can't equip you with better stuff, can I? No, I can't. I'll give you heavy... No, I can't change them at all. Look at the amount of carry weight spare on Wang here. Man. Almost Wang again. Almost. But we're going to be changing the names, of course, once we recruit them. God, can I... So these are all going to be riflemen. Alright, these are 3 riflemen, so we could actually just not bring many riflemen. So these ones we can bring. We can actually bring Anthony if we want to, but he's only going to have 74% of his health. So if people are lightly wounded, they can come on missions. But of course, it's risky. They're going to be more likely to die if they get hit. So Kian here. Not many hit points. Remby could come on the mission again. That's another rifleman. Ari, CZ. I huge amount of time units. Quite accurate. Not a lot of hit points, though. Yeah, I think they are both riflemen. I want more assaults, basically, is my problem. I want to have more assaults with us. But I'm just not sure that's going to happen. Tell you what. Let's do this. Let's do this instead. We're not going to take health packs on them. Although... How heavy is it? 25. Oh boy. That is heavy. Tell you what. Let's give you that instead. I'm gonna give one of the riflemen. Alright, I'm gonna give Rex here. Actually, who's got the most time units? Okay, they do. Lupo is gonna go in with the stick. They're gonna go in with the stick. And Rex here, much more accurate, so him being at a distance is better anyway. Honestly, it could be a sniper, I think. Yeah, only 1 less accuracy than our sniper. But I think I'm going to keep him as a rifleman. Keep him maneuverable like that. But yeah, okay, we can have more bats, just on random people. I might give you a bat too. And let's get rid of some of your heavy ammo, because it's, well, it's heavy. And that'll do. That'll do. Not a great amount of time units on the heavy. Okay, I think that'll do. Alright, I think that'll do. I'm sending it. I'm sending it. So here we go. Destination reached. So guys, if you're enjoying this, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, if you're trying to get this game for yourself, use the link in the description. It helps me out a huge amount. And I will then put your name in the list for the, you know, for our roster, for our planes and people and projects. Should be fun. Cool. And yeah, or any of the other things that are in the description. I'll get your name in anyhow, okay? Any sort of financial incentive I'll reward. Okay, that's the idea. It's supposed to be more of a reward rather than me just like selling it, you know, gatekeeping it with money. It's supposed to be, you're supporting the channel anyway, I want to help you out. But it's, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? It's a weird one. But anyway, seemed like a fun thing to do. Guys, if you're enjoying this, comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.